Hi, everybody. So I'm going to start doing my small little lecture videos for class. I'm sorry, I'm still trying to figure out where to look. I have my iPad here. Eventually, I think, yeah, see the lighting. Eventually, the district is going to get different programs so we can do this a little bit differently. But for the time being, let's make do with what we have. I have the slides, like I said, over here. I have them kind of split with my screen on my laptop. And then I have the order of stuff that we're going to go through. So, uh, the first stuff that we're going to do, like back to actual learning, is going to be for Wednesday, March 18th. And you will have a bell ringer that day. So, the bell ringer question will be posted on the live agenda. And so that's how you'll do that. Go back to your bell ringer sheet, fill out the bell ringer question, and then you will have slides. We're doing two slides. Actually, we're doing one slide and the other one is a picture. We are getting very close to the end of this unit. We're about to finish World War II. We have the slides we're doing are 49 to 50. And after you've answered the bell ringer question, which is based on the conclusions of the Yalta Conference, what were the next steps for the Allies, and what ways could we have we used diplomacy to end the war? Okay, so that's kind of a personal opinion. Diplomacy means just talking through things. So let's go to the slides. So far, we just talked about the Yalta Conference because I drew my picture of the Cold War, and I drew, basically how the Yalta Conference lays to the Cold War. Talked about that. Big three have met, and we are invading Germany. We're about to take over Germany. What do we do? Because we don't trust them. So the slides we're doing today, we looked at pictures of FDR. Look at the big three. Look at them. Next, we have VE Day. So we've talked about the Yalta Conference. How do we end the war in Europe? Well, VE Day is ending the war in Europe. This is the slide. VE Day. I have highlighted important things on there. The one thing that I have highlighted is that FDR actually is going to die. I told you this in class. He's going to die, and it's very upsetting. So after he travels back, this is kind of a summary of the slide. After he travels back from the Yalta Conference, he was exhausted. He's been president for a very long time, and in his body, it's taking a toll on him. He was determined to quickly report to the nation about the conference, so he made a speech March 1st, 1945. This is why this is important. The room was shocked by FDR's appearance, and even more shocking, he delivered the speech while seated. He confronted the issue directly in the first line of his address, publicly acknowledging his disability for the first time in his presidential career. The quote says, "I hope that you will pardon me for this unusual posture of sitting, but I know that you will realize that it makes it a lot easier for me not to have to carry about 10 pounds of steel around the bottom of my legs." And so after he said that, the world was like, why do you have braces on your legs? And so we've kind of realized that something is wrong. So that was March 1st. April 12th, he dies. It was very sad and upsetting for the world because, most adults and mainly the soldiers who were serving for FDR and his army had only known one president their entire life, and that person was FDR. Up to the ability where you can remember things. They remember FDR being their president. So when he dies, it's very, very upsetting. So people are so motivated to finish this war. The other part that I have highlighted on there is at the very bottom. It says, you can't read backwards, it says, what about Mussolini and Italy? Quick little story on Mussolini, because I told you that we would get back to talking about him. He ended up, being captured by the Italians. He stepped down as leader. Italian people put him in prison. And then Hitler, which we saw in the documentary, put one of his SS guards in charge of rescuing Mussolini from the prison. Secret mission, they rescue Mussolini, got him, and then they actually, he's hiding out for a little bit. They actually plop him back into the northern parts of Italy, and he's kind of hiding out there. Well, he dies. He is assassinated, and the people hang his body in the square, and they violate it. They pee on it. They do all these terrible things. They're spitting on it. They're kicking it because he started this. He was the creator of fascism, and the people were very upset with him. Also his wife as well, because they didn't want anyone to take over when he was gone. So that's Mussolini in Italy. It's crumbling down. Everything that the Nazi Germany has done and fascism has done is really coming to an end. So April 1945, this is the rest of the slide. There's the slow destruction of the German resistance, or of the German Nazis, because of the resistance and because of the Allies moving their way through Europe. So FDR dies April 12th. Mussolini is dead. And then April 30th, so at the end of April 1945, Hitler recognizes that all hope was lost, and he committed suicide in his Berlin bunker, which is, we also saw in the documentary when it ended with, he would never leave that bunker. The leader of Germany after Hitler dies, Karl Donitz, took over, and then he surrendered May 7th, and then on May 8th, the U.S. proclaimed it was VE Day, Victory in Europe Day. So the leader of Germany after Hitler realized that it's pointless. So it is over with, and the Allies had won, and they had made it this far. Okay, the next slide, I have pictures, and these are all posted for you. I have pictures of FDR, and we'll go through these. This is VE Day. That is the famous picture of the soldier, being so excited and overcome with excitement, kissing this woman. Everyone's in the streets just like all overexcited because the war is over. This is Winston Churchill at FDR's grave. He was buried in Hyde Park, New York. Soldiers at the bottom here celebrating Victory in Europe Day. This is also FDR's grave. He wanted to be buried in Hyde Park, which is his home. It is in New York, because it's right along the Hudson River, and it's absolutely beautiful. I know I've talked about this before, but when I went, it was beautiful outside. Like the sun was out, the sky was perfect blue. It's absolutely beautiful. And then this is a picture of FDR right here. As soon as you walk into his museum, actually, it says, "The test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little." And I feel like that's really what he did during his presidency. We know this with the New Deal programs and things. He really tried to give back to the people who didn't have all the things that he had, because he was pretty well off. And in the bottom, I put this on there because I say it all the time. This is his cane. This is FDR's cane. But right here, that right there, that is Winston Churchill's cigar. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Winston Churchill's cane and his cigar. I see it in the picture. I'm so sorry. FDR used a wheelchair. He also had a cane, but he used a wheelchair. Cue the FDR jokes. I don't want to hear them. I can't take it. So this is Churchill's cane, and there he is. And Churchill's cigar. Because every time I see Winston Churchill, I'm always like, oh, where's the cigar? Always got a cigar. So there's that. Those are the two slides you're doing for Wednesday, March 18th. Best of luck. 3 facts. Your own summary, please. Tell me why Victory in Europe Day is significant. How did we get here? And what's next? Bye.